Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome. It's a pleasure to speak with you today, whether you are joining us from Ireland or anywhere else in the world. I want to begin by saying how delighted we are that you are considering the UCD Smurfit Graduate Business School as the next step in your journey. My name is Louise Campbell, and I head up the Careers Network here in UCD Smurfit Business School, where our role is to help students turn their ambitions into career outcomes. And that really is what my presentation here today is about. A master's is never just about a qualification, it's about who you become, the network you build, and the confidence you gain, and certainly the doors that open as a result of your study. And at Smurfit, we take that responsibility incredibly seriously. What makes us different, I suppose, is that career support here is not just an add-on. It's embedded into the entire student experience from the day you arrive. I will first talk about our online resources before moving on to the numerous events that we cover throughout the year. And then I will talk about our career workshops and our one-on-one appointments. So from the beginning of the academic year, all students have access to the UCD Smurfit online careers platform, which is called My Career, which acts as a one-stop shop for everything from career coaching and CV support to internship opportunities, permanent jobs, alumni engagement, and international job platforms. So whether you're an Irish student hoping to build your career in consulting, finance, tech, FMCG, or sustainability, or you're an international student looking to launch a career in Ireland or globally, our model is really designed and built to support both. And importantly, we support students at every stage of the career journey. And for some, that means securing a first graduate role or an internship. But for others, particularly students with prior experience, it means career acceleration. It means you might want to be pivoting in the industry that you're in, moving geography, or stepping into leadership pathways. And a very useful area of support that we offer is actually our digital and AI-enabled career ecosystem. So students today, particularly in this jobs market, they need speed, adaptability, and personalised insight. And that's why we provide access to tools like Career Edge, helping students build self-awareness, understanding strengths, motivations, and career direction. And increasingly, we use AI-powered platforms such as Career OS and Resume OS, which help students really tailor their CVs, improve the ATS compatibility, prepare for interviews, and refine job search strategy in real time. And again, for domestic students, this could mean sharper positioning in what is now a highly competitive jobs market. And then for international students, this can be very transformational because it helps translate previous experience into the language and the expectations of Irish and global employers. And that bridge matters enormously. Another careers offering is something that we know has a very meaningful impact, and that is our careers calendar and our employment engagement model, which I just want to talk you through briefly today on the call. So throughout the year in Smurfit, students engage with a highly curated calendar of events, and that is anything from careers fairs, professional development workshops, mock interviews, alumni panels, sector summits, employer spotlights, and also networking sessions. And this snapshot of events will show you that they're not generic. They're very intentionally designed around real market demand. And what I mean is that this year, for example, we ran events for consulting, for finance, sustainability, analytics, marketing, HR, international careers, accountancy, AI and digital transformation, and many, many more. And what this means for students is that you are constantly learning how industries are changing while building and getting the opportunity to build direct relationships with the employer. So here is a snapshot of some of the events that we ran this year. And I believe that that employer access is one of the biggest differentiators of the Smurfit experience. And certainly our outcomes reflect that. I think our most recent graduate outcomes survey shows that 86% of graduates were employed within 9 months. And that is with a remarkable breadth of sectors represented, including consulting, financial services, technology, pharma, FMCG, and also the public sector. And for international candidates especially, I think another important point is this. our student body is deeply global. We had graduates from 50 nationalities, and almost 70% are working in Ireland, which speaks strongly to the opportunities available here when students prepare strategically and engage early. And it's also important because, Ireland remains one of Europe's still most dynamic talent hubs. I do like to be honest with students, and I would say right now the Irish market offers fantastic opportunity, but it is competitive. And a job is never guaranteed just because you have a master's. What makes the difference really is how early you start, how deliberately you build specialist skills, and how actively you use the ecosystem that is around you. And that is where Smurfit students do gain an advantage. The employer brand, and I've just put up a snapshot there of a few employers that have recruited out of the Smurfit Business School in 2024. When students graduate, they're joining an ecosystem trusted by employers. And those employers like EY, Deloitte, PwC, Google, Amazon, Salesforce, Bank of Ireland, Citi, etc., many, many others. This is just a snapshot. That trust comes from years of strong graduate performance, rigorous academics, and very, very close employer partnerships. And what employers in the Irish market tell us consistently is that Smurfit graduates stand out because they combine analytical depth, commercial thinking, leadership capability, communication skills, and a global mindset. And that combination in the workplace at the moment can be rare. And it's exactly why I think Smurfit graduates continue to succeed. So, again, for the people on this call, for those of you who are joining internationally, I would say that you belong here. Your diversity of thinking, your global perspective, and your prior experience are valued by employers. And the key is learning how to position your story confidently in the Irish and the global context. And that's where our one-to-one coaching, our sector events, and our networking opportunities become particularly valuable. For domestic students, your strengths often include a really strong understanding of the local market, established networks, cultural fluency, and commercial awareness, and the confidence to build relationships quickly within the Irish business environment. And our role here within the Careers Network is really helping each of you to convert those strengths into an opportunity. So moving on, I just want to give a very brief overview of what the jobs market is like right now in Ireland. And I would say again, the Irish market holds huge opportunity. It's very, very competitive. Recruitment processes are becoming more complex. They're becoming more selective. For example, you can be sitting anywhere in the world and you can apply for a job at the touch of a button right now. The volume of applications per role has risen hugely. This, combined with the use of AI in CVs, means that employers are screening thousands of CVs, often again with the help of AI. And as a result, graduate applications need to be very tailored and very specific to the roles in order to make them stand out from the crowd. And just so you know, AI appeared in over 11% of job postings in Ireland in November 2025. We would envisage this figure to raise exponentially and dramatically again this year. There's a real shift in the skill set that employers are looking for, and it's now a combination of both human and digital skills. And at Smurfit, we are deliberately building those through our MBA Leap program, through employer-led insights, through industry panels, and through practical training in CVs, interviews, and real-world application. So the focus here is not just on getting a job, it's really on building a long-term, future-proof capability in a rapidly changing labour market. And just finally, a UCD Smurfit Masters is much more than what you study. It's really about who you become along the journey. You're going to build real skills, real confidence, and real connections with employers, alumni, and classmates from around the world. And I think by the time you graduate, you don't just leave with a qualification, you leave with a network, you leave with experience, and you leave with credibility, which will help you move forward in your career. And, if you do join us, my team and I here will be delighted to play a part in that journey.